I'm Izzy, and I'm here with the vocalist of, and I'm going to ask you, I pronounce it Carrick Angren, but I've had people say Kirk Angren today, Karak Angan today. How do you actually say it?
Karak Angren.
Boom. I was the closest. Like,
Karak, yeah.
I said Carrick,
If you're
Karak.
Of course, if you're American, you say Karak Angren. Yeah.
Carrick Angren is how I said it. I'm the closest, so I win on that one. So I'm going to start off with the first question here. So do you feel that you're one of the bands that changed black metal into a sort of hybrid, adding something, even though you're... I have no idea what you wrote here, Bill. Jesus fuck. I got the first part. Do you feel like you're one? Do you feel like you changed black metal into a hybrid, accepting risks of changing that?
Yeah, I think so in a way. I mean, I've never been that busy with the previous black metal waves itself. So, but we already liked the new black metal bands, the symphonic bands. That's where we picked up. So, yeah, I think in a way we are developing it further on. Yeah.
Would you consider yourself horror metal because of the lyrics?
Well, actually, it's we got more or less bored with the name tag things. You're black metal, and a lot of people say like, "Oh, you're not black metal anymore because of the keywords and because of the commercial things, whatever." So, yeah, I think horror metal is the best way to describe it because. Yeah, maybe there are other bands already calling themselves horror metal, but it's pretty much the same thing that we are doing. Like bands, things like Rob Zombie, Merciful Fate. Yeah, it's pretty much horror metal. I think it's the best name tag. If you want to give it a name tag, horror metal.
So you're okay with being labeled as horror metal?
I'm okay with it, whatever people think it is. But to me, it's too hard to give it a name. You can make of it whatever you like.
That's a good answer. I still think you guys are pretty black metal, so whatever.
Yeah, there are pretty much black metal influence in there. That's true. Yeah.
In your opinion, is black metal defined by musical style or lyrics?
Both. I think both, yeah. Of course, black metal is defined by the lyrics, Satanism, the darker aspects of life. But also I think the blast beats, the intensity, the high guitars, and yeah, I think it goes hand in hand.
Was the original version of Hansel and Gretel more brutal than your version?
Hell no, we made it more brutal, definitely, yeah. We made it more realistic and more horrible as it should be.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what's the point of Karak Angren?
You brought it to life.
Yeah.
Or death.
Yeah.
Or death.
Yeah, they survive in the real story, not in ours. So.
I didn't think they survived in the real story. I thought in the actual story, like the witch, eats them.
Puts the witch in the oven.
I thought that was like the frou-frou version.
It's like, the happy ever after thing.
Did you think it was risky including dance in music videos?
If you mean theatrics, I don't think it's risky. Not in our thing in Karak Angren. It's we like to play with these things, so no, then it's not risky at all. No.
I think it was. It's personally like one of my favorite music videos, so it was cool.
Are you referring to When Crows Stick on Windows?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Do you believe in good and evil, or is it all just different shades of gray to you?
Yeah, I believe in good and evil. Yeah.
Bad people, good people, definitely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think the lines are a bit blurry, though, right?
Well, I'm not into lions, but it's just like it's like every other animal. I mean, yeah.
Lions.
He thought you said lions. Lines are blurry.
Oh, the lines are blurry. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, someone can be a good person but have to do really bad things. So does that make them a bad person?
That's a difficult question. Yeah, it depends for what reason. I mean, if you have to kill, you have to kill. Yeah, and killing is not always a good thing, you know. But it depends for what reason. Yeah. Yeah.
So you would say there are definitely a lot of gray aspects for you in there. You don't have a strict good or evil.
I don't think that. No, I don't think so. Then, if you say it like that, no.
In one of your songs, your lyrics talks about a soldier who struggles. Tell me a bit about that.
I think you refer to the funerary dirge of a violinist that he has to kill in war, but he cannot kill because his music is above that. So yeah, it's yeah. I mean, it's hard. Your questions are very hard to answer.
They are hard. Mine are much easier and way more fun. So don't worry.
Okay.
Well, it's just for more understanding because I think that you're an artist and you like for people to make their own decisions about what the songs say, but I wonder what was in your mind when you wrote the story. Well,
Yeah.
Did you want to show that there's more than just following orders being conformist?
No, actually, this came completely naturally. So for me, I was busy with trying to find more horror in the story, but all I could find is that the violinist walks onto the field and he got shot. So, and it became more of a melodramatic musical horror story, actually. So, but I honestly was searching for more horror and more violent things in there. So, but this is what it became.
So I'm going to ask you to sing "Mary Had a Little Lamb." I'm sure you've heard it, right?
No.
Not at all. All right. Well, first you're going to have to say George Corpse Grinder. This is how you do it.
Coach, I agree with you. We are not singing "Mary Had a Little Lamb."
Scandinavian folklore became popularized by black metal. Does your band put your culture on the map, so to speak?
Our culture on the map. Yeah, I think we came up with a little something new there. Yeah, I mean, we have our own style, so but I don't think we are that much influenced by Scandinavian, and we don't have anything with folk. So.
I knew that, but
Or
Bill
how about-
didn't. What the heck?
Oh my God! Oh my God!
All right.
You can read that.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Bill's an idiot. And he wanted to know what led you to being so theatrical, and was there any backlash from black metal fans?
I think always, yeah, but we've never been really busy with the black metal fans. You know, we were always working for our own thing, and the people that liked us, you know, and that's where we went on with. And why I've been so theatrical, it's just a matter of nature. I remember starting to have my own moves on stage, and normally in black metal it's more standing still, being evil, you know, and for me that didn't work. Yeah, for me, I started to notice some people like our movements and our theatrical stuff, you know, and our horror aspect, and that's where we simply went on with. Yeah.
Well, people can, and I say this for me, but I also say this for a bunch of Dallas fans or even fans all over the world, that you stand out from other bands. Like yeah, people know who you are versus, you know, the hundreds, thousands of, you know, black metal bands out there.
Yeah. It's when you're younger, you're more into the dark stuff, you know. When you get older, you start listening to softy music, let's put it that way, you know.
Did you do drama in school? Do you have any background in theatrical arts?
Not at all. The things I did before was martial arts only. No.
That's a type of art. Is there any anti-Christian sides to your band?
Actually, no, but if I can use Satanism or any filthy trick in the devil's book, I'll use it. Yeah. So, I'd rather speak in Karakangan about the devil than God. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. If I can hurt God, I will.
In the name of the devil!
Which one of your stories, because, all of your songs tell a different story, which one is most important to you, do you say?
Ooh, that's difficult. I think I go with the first album, Lamadam, then. Because I live only a few kilometers from that forest where the Lamadam story happened. So this was actually never a story that you could really find on internet. If you Google it now, you find Lamadam Karakangan. But it was a real story told by the folk, by the people living in the village. So, and years later, I met the guys of Karakangan, and now we have an own album called Lamadam, so that's pretty important for me. Yeah.
So it's really personal to
Really
you.
personal. Yeah. All other stories are not that personal, like Flying Dutchman, Hansel and Gretel. They already exist in different versions, so I go with Lamadam, yeah.
Open the door for the devil's whore. Who was disguised as an old lady? Come advice.
The story is about a girl who lived in that area where I live, and it was during the French Revolution, and there were two guys in love with that girl. So there was a German guy and a Dutch guy, and she couldn't choose between both of them. So during the day she went seeing the Dutch guy, and during the night the German guy. So,
Bluesy.
Yeah. And on one night, no one knew, or no one knows what happened exactly, but her castle was burning. She lived in a farmstead, and so she burned to death. And the French workers on the fields, they worked out late, and during moonlight they saw a white apparition, and they called her La Madame Blanche. And during the years, it became the Lamandam in Dutch. So La Madame Blanche, La Madame, Lamandam.
So do you do your own makeup, or does somebody do it for you?
Yeah, I do the own makeup, and actually Ardak does it himself these days, and I do it for the other guys.
That's badass, because y'all's makeup is fantastic. So I was actually really curious about that, because that's like some skill right there.
Thank you.
Yeah. How do you prevent acne from wearing all the makeup all the time? Tell me about your face routine.
I don't
Because
have
your
any
face
problems
is pretty,
with
it's so clear.
Okay. Yeah. I guess it works for me. Corpse paint.
Look at those pores.
I don't know about acne, no? Beautiful, no?
He's just naturally gorgeous. Yeah. See, I touch my face and I break out into God knows what.
You want
And
to hold hands for the next question?
do we want to hold hands for the next question?
Try it.
All right. This is a really good question, so I'm excited.
Okay.
We're holding hands. All right. So Carrick Engren is from Lord of the Rings, right?
The name, yes.
Tell me a bit about that.
It means like Iron Jaws. So if you come into the land of Mordor, like this. So if you come into the land of Mordor, you will find like two mountains. They connect, and they look like iron teeth. They are made of iron in the story, and that's why it's called Karakangan. It used to be Eisenmouth, it's in the new version, Eisenmouth.
So the Carrick Engren, that's the mountains, or?
Yeah. It's like the pass going between those mountains.
You are the gateway to Mordor.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you have any questions for me?
No, not exactly.
For Bill?
No.
Absolutely not.
Maybe can you tell the people your fans hated me in our last interview? Can you tell them that you agree with them that I suck?
Of course, you suck. You're an asshole.
So you don't care if
Thank
everyone
your fans
hates
for
on him?
defending me.
Thank you, fans, for defending me. Can I punch you now?
Please don't.
Punch him right in the nose.